phase 0 is all about fear of falling and getting more comfortable with holding your hands up. And if you're not comfortable, it's really going to hold you back. There'll be subtle things that happen where you're trying to jump up, and a lot of people, I see them jump up, and I say, oh, just kick up, and it goes like this. It's not always a strength thing. Sometimes it's more a fear aspect, where our body will stop us to get into a dangerous situation. So this video is all about getting more comfortable with falling and learning the technique of how you're going to fall. Over time, it's going to become easier and easier until you don't even think about it. And it's not something you're going to learn overnight. Instead, it's something we continue to optimize over time and get more and more comfortable. You'll probably still have some aspects where you're slightly fearful as you're doing it, but over time, you'll get used to it, and you'll suddenly have a day when you fall over in your handstand and you don't actually really notice it, and you're not really too concerned about it. And that's really where I want you to be. Because when you get rid of that fear factor, you're going to be able to practice more and more, and it gets you makes it much, much easier. In order to do this, we're going to start with what I call a bad cartwheel. When I first went to gymnastics training, I didn't pass into in the end. They got us doing cartwheels, and I found that was kind of like the first ever time I'd actually got any kind of inversion or any kind of working on my hands. And you can do this no matter what the level is. So you're going to start here, looking at the mat. You're going to place one hand down, the other hand down. Just try and make a little hop over. It doesn't have to be a crazy good cartwheel or anything, but shifting ourselves from side to side in order to get used to having hips over our shoulders. Over time, you're going to be able to lift yourself higher, maybe spread your legs. You can make it really graceful, points to toes or anything like that. And you're kind of going to be in a handstand position here. And moving from side to side is just going to train you to be able to be more comfortable with learning how to fall. So, as we get better at this, we're going to I would say practice this every session you have. If you can, every day. Just to be more comfortable. Even when you think, I'm about there now, Elliot, just do a little bit more. But if you want to learn then how to fall, what you're going to want to do is come into a pike position, and you're balancing, pretend this is holding your hands down. Then take one hand forward, place out in front, come out to the side. And choose a side, whichever side is more comfortable to you. I generally fall to my left, but sometimes the other way, but generally it's that way. So pick a side and we'll always fall to that side. You can do like wheel fallovers, but a lot of people don't have the mobility to kick out over and over into a wheel. So it's just much more likely to cause injury, trains bad habits. Like it's much more, if you're going to go into a wheel, then you're going to much more likely to be bending your back, and just don't do it, guys. Instead, first start in pike position, step one foot forward, come to the side. Over time, you can get our hips higher and higher. Take one foot, hands forward, move to the side. If you want to progress this exercise further, we're going to come slightly onto the wall. You might even want to keep on doing this when you're in like phase 2 as well. Bear that in mind. Then to have our feet on the wall, take one foot forward, come off. Then to progressively walk higher and higher up the wall. You can even just one hand forward, come off. Do this regularly. So when you first try to chest the wall, or a lot of people are really struggling to hold themselves and they're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm climbing up the wall here, Elliot. What happens now if I fall off? I'm used to falling off when I just kick up generally. What's going to happen? You're going to take one foot to the side and land on the side. Practice that before you're working on your chest wall handstand. Because you want to be comfortable with it, you don't want to be fearful as you're doing the exercise. Instead, you want to be much more used to it, and this exercise is really going to help you with that. I would focus on these mostly, but you can also get a partner to come and help you to be able to hold your handstand. And they're not just going to help you to be able to balance it, but they're also going to allow you to be able to know how to fall. And they can help you fall into the right position. So if I get my assistant to come through, and he's going to do an amazing handstand for me. And this is Marco, one of my students. He's done an amazing job and has improved so greatly since we last tried to film this. So looking forward to seeing what he can do. So in order to be able to spot someone, bear in mind you want to have your body partly in front of them. You want to have your stance kind of lunging. This is to secure a better base to be able to support them. Because if Marco wants to kick up now, and you're going to put your feet. If I was on the side here, now, on his side, and all of a sudden he goes over, like so, I'm not going to be there to support him. If he goes over, you're responsible as a spotter to support the person who's handstanding, and you want to make sure that they're comfortable in a handstand. Now, this exercise I'm going to show, you don't have to be able to hold your handstand well in order to do it. Marco's really good and he's allowed me to hold him for a while. Hopefully he's not getting too tired. I'm sure you're okay now. But what we're going to do is you're going to lower the person down to the handstand properly. You're going to lower the person down from the handstand to the floor, slowly and controlled. So Marco, I'm just going to move you down now. And that's how you're going to practice it. Do that again and again. Kick up with your partner catching you correctly, and their partner's going to lower you down. Practice this at least 5 times per set, and slowly build up and up. And that will teach your body, this is how I fall. And you're going to fall like this every time, and it's going to make life so much easier. Another thing, which, do it when you're much more comfortable with it, but something that kind of, I find is a bit fun, and also just allows you to be not expecting when the fall's going to happen. When you're handstanding, you kind of know when it's going to happen, but it can sometimes just happen unexpectedly. So, Marco, if you'd like to kick up into your handstand again. Oh, and that's just why you want to be ready for the person handstanding, and also have a strong base so that if they go over, then you're there to support them. Now, Marco, I'm not going to tell you this time when I'm going to actually throw you over, and it could be to either side. Although the position of the room kind of makes it be switch side. So at some point I will think about maybe one day, boom, and there he goes. Keep on practicing this with your partner. When they don't know actually when you're going to completely throw them, it's kind of just a fun mind game and gets you much more used to falling and more comfortable. These are all the exercises that I recommend for getting over your fear of falling. There isn't a magic trick that does it. Instead, it's just continually practicing these exercises until you're used to it and it becomes more comfortable. Over time, it gets easier and easier.